Hello and welcome to episode 98 of FPL Apprentice, still the only podcast and YouTube series that delves into the mind of one of the greatest FPL players of all time. That is, of course, former FPL world number one, Mr. Matthew Corbridge. Matt, how are you this fine Tuesday?
Very good, mate. I am very good. Lots of stuff happening right this moment. So yeah, as I said, Tuesday evening, European fixtures, Champions League is happening right now. So like some interesting stuff that we may talk about when we talk about our teams kind of happening right now. And yeah, I'll say up front, right? We'll talk about upcoming fixtures and teams to target. I think there'll just be one that we'll focus in on, and then we'll jump in both our teams. I think we should probably start with yours, and then yeah, not a surprise, but yeah, no, a second chip in 2 weeks potentially for me. So we'll go through my bench boost team.
Absolutely, and I've noted on the for clickbait reasons that bench boost is active. But yeah, I think a good place to start is Arsenal. Now, we have had a question in. We haven't had questions for Matt for a while, but I'll let it
Yeah.
slide. But yeah,
was that
person.
is that just the quality of our content we were saying, or was that like you didn't bother asking?
I did ask today, to be fair. So so John Stewart came in with a question which was all on Arsenal. Now, I know we were going to talk about them anyway, but he's in an interesting circumstance. It'd be worth us just reviewing Arsenal in general.
Yep.
And get your opinions on who their best picks are. But for him specifically, he only has 8 million to spend. So no Saka, no Gyökeres, but he wants a midfielder or an attacker. So it'd be interesting for you to give John your answer as well. But just to help you out, pal, whilst we chat about them, let me bring up from our good friends at Fantasy Football Fix some stats comparing the Arsenal players. So hopefully you can see this, mate. I am currently looking at game weeks, all season. So the first 6 game weeks, and I've listed them by expected FPL points. And what's quite telling me is the top 4 are all defenders or a goalkeeper.
Yep.
Interesting.
Yeah, it's interesting, but maybe not entirely surprising, right? With Saka being injured for a lot of the season. Definitely that kind of says the answer really in terms of where you should be targeting. What I would caveat though, right, is Arsenal's first 6 game weeks, which this data is based on, right? They're probably not the best for attacking, right? They've played Newcastle, Man City, Liverpool, then they've played Leeds, United, Man United, that is, and Forest.
Forest, yeah.
So fairly difficult, right? So I think, yeah, with an easier run, which they do have now, I'm sure you're going to bring up a fixture ticker or some form. Yeah, they've now got a glorious run from now until about game week 11, game week 12, right? So yeah, you'd expect attacking stats to pick up. However, yeah, I think the defense is the way to go. Been absolutely dominant. Outside the first game against Manchester United, it's been less than 1 expected goal conceded per game, and like some of the games has been ridiculously low. So yeah, I think you just got to find the players really that you think are gonna get the minutes. I think is important given this is peak European time. So I'm guessing the question is going to be who do you think the best options are. So I'm probably leading to a bit of
100%. That's going to be a question.
Yeah, I'm probably leading to a bit of a conclusion there is that Ryan might be the best option, right? Given the defense and the minute certainty, right? Then Gabriel played every minute thus far. Can get DEFCON, can get goals of course. Calafiori and Timber, despite being the top 2, and like Timber looks excellent as a player. Like he's playing brilliantly. And then Calafiori is just in super attacking positions, particularly against the weaker teams. He's always playing as a number 10, right? You kind of see that Gabriel, Timber, Mascara, or kind of Sabiba, they go into a 3 when they've got the ball, and then Calafiori's just roaming. Like, as a number 10.
Yeah. He's only had 1 shot less than Gyökeres.
No, yeah, and I'm not surprised when you watch the games. I'm not surprised that, and like the expected goal involvement and expected points does him a disservice because you just doesn't pick up where he's standing, waiting for the ball to come to him. However, I do think Calafiori and Timber there may be rotation, right? Whether it's
Yeah,
they end up at 70, 80 minutes, which could be a good thing, or whether they are not for DEFCON, but for clean sheets potentially, or whether they're missing games around key European fixtures and fixture congestion. I don't know. There are some
yeah,
decent backups, right? With Skelly,
yeah.
Ben
Ben
White,
White,
and others.
quite
Like
me.
yeah. Um, so yeah, I'm thinking Gabriel and kind of like Raya are the best two.
I'll tell you who's not obviously not on the list, based on him only just coming back from injury, but Saka, down here, obviously 258 minutes, but still producing not bad numbers. You know, if I change this to per 90, I imagine he will what's that? 3.32 points per 90 minutes. Okay, not great. But Doman up at the top, but not exactly playing minutes. But Calafiori's still up there, 8. Doesn't really change much, does it, mate? It's still the defenders that come out on top, apart from Doman, who's played 2 minutes,
Yeah.
27 minutes even.
No, they're looking good. And then attackers, my playing style wouldn't really allow anyone other than Gyökeres and Saka, unfortunately.
Yeah, yeah. Now, I suppose then I'll turn that back to total, but I suppose and again, I can bring up another screen if you want me to, mate. But I suppose John's question is: I've only got 8 million. Help me! I've got £8 million. I need a midfielder or an attacker for
A
Arsenal.
midfielder or forward. Look at Saar.
Look at Saar. Don't go to
No,
an Arsenal man.
I mean, like,
Gonna drop that.
like on a serious note, yeah, I'd be potentially considering a defensive triple up in those instances.
Like so,
And yeah, I
no.
think
So I've just reduced this, mate, to only show 8 million and less, and the strikers and the midfielders. So yeah, right. I
yeah,
appreciate
I mean, like,
Zubimendi's goals were a bit funky, but no Rice given the corners. No Eze for you.
well, Rice he shares them with Saka, right? So I just think there's better options elsewhere, right? So Zubimendi and Rice, I do think there's better options for other teams at that price point, right? Rice has been rotated actually in a game as well. Let's not remember that he didn't start a game.
Yeah, I was
Yeah, so
there 1 point off the bench.
yeah. Zubimendi's obviously killing it with goals and whatnot, but that's not his role, as is Marino, but he comes off the bench. Madueke's obviously injured. Eze you'd think would get minutes now, but then does he rotate with Erdegaard? Does he rotate with Martinelli? What happens when they're all playing, right? Um,
Yeah,
I guess out of guns ahead, out of these players, I'd probably pick Rice because
yeah,
of free kicks and a fair share of corners, and for a team that are very good at corners, right? But I don't love it. Like for 6.5 that price point, I'd probably prefer Enzo Fernandez at Chelsea or Sarr
and-
at Palace.
yeah, yeah,
Probably have more routes to points and have probably better minute certainty. Yeah, it spooked me a little
yeah.
bit. Like, yeah, kind of like Rice just being randomly benched for a game, and then I think it was Marino started instead of him.
So the advice to
Um,
John is literally either find more budget or don't go Arsenal.
yeah, I say yeah.
Focus on the
Right, guns
defense.
ahead. Right, Eze is intriguing, and Eze is intriguing, right? But depends how confident you are of the minutes. I think
Yeah,
there's.
yeah,
I think he should start, but like, hey, there's Martinelli on the left. There's Odegaard in the middle, and there's Saka outside. I think I'd be trying to, if I was desperate to get a striker, I'd be trying to stretch to get to Gyökeres or Saka.
yeah, yeah.
Um, I think there's too much minutes uncertainty for the way I play for any of those other guys, or just not enough
Yeah.
points, routes to points.
I get
Um,
it.
but yeah,
I
I'd
suppose
go, yeah, I'd go Rice and then probably Eze, like, I
but
guess.
neither. In reality, neither. Get
we haven't even
neither.
mentioned Trossard. Trossard can play in front of any of these guys as well, right? So yeah, there's
Yeah,
like Ranieri can come in for randomly for minutes or get there's well, there's a lot of players, right?
yeah, absolutely, absolutely. Good team all round. And just why are we looking at Arsenal in particular here? It's just to show the next. We'll go with the next five
Yeah,
fixtures. What's that? 7, 8, 9,
I
10,
think it's a
and
12. Yeah,
11.
I think it's a 12. Yeah.
Arsenal. Look at that. I'll change this in a second. But West Ham, Fulham, Palace, Burnley, and Sunderland. If you look at the which one was it, mate? I can't remember which one it was. How do we find the goals? I'm being stupid. I use this fairly regularly. Do you remember how I find how many goals people are going to score?
Was it FPL stats? What's that saying?
That one. Let's go with that one.
Nope.
Was it that one? I don't know, but the good fixtures is the point that we're trying to make. So that's why we were focusing on them in particular. I've now broke the website. My bad. But yeah, that's where we're at. So let me try one more box. It might be no, I can't remember. I'll look for next week. I'll look for next week, pal. But that's why we're looking at Arsenal. Just some really nice fixtures, some really good opportunities to get some goals. But I hear you, man. I do like go elsewhere. Don't be afraid to go against Arsenal just because they've got the fixtures. Saka or Gyökeres or
I
neither. I get
I
it.
don't even think there's another defender outside of Gabriel worth it over some of these great players we got elsewhere.
Yeah, yeah. So just Gabriel and Raya. That is it.
But no, I think the sample size is Raya, Gabriel, Saka, Gyökeres. It sounds super boring, but I don't really want to double up with Saliba, right? That's not he has rotated with Mosquera. I know that's for various reasons, right? But he's not got anywhere near the attacking threat of Gabriel, nor has got close to DEFCON, right? I'd
Yeah,
rather
yeah.
Virgil van Dijk, right? If you want to go for that price point, Calafiori,
Okay.
I like as the timber I like. However, bit uncertain on their minutes. Depends how like confident you are of their minutes. I guess the same applies for Eze. Go for Eze, yeah, or Erdegaard. Got to crack on with those guys, but I think become a problem quite soon.
I found it. I'm glad you talked through him because I found it. But there's some games here where Arsenal look like they're going to get quite a few goals, especially West Ham at home, Burnley away, and Tottenham as well coming up. They have also got Sunderland, but seconds to only Liverpool in
But
terms of
like
expected goals
they're
scored.
still they're still they're still second to Liverpool, right? So like go for Gakpo, but you wouldn't go for Gakpo because of the rotation risk. But the same thing
Yeah,
applies for
yeah.
all Arsenal attackers
Same with Eze.
outside of Gyökeres and Saka. So like I'm labouring the point, but
Yeah, yeah.
it's a useful one.
And this is your point.
That's the
Double up
better
in the
one.
defence. Well, clean sheet wise, the top.
Yep.
Unsurprisingly, one, two, three, four games there in the next six where it's 50, according to the stats, 50-50 chance of getting a clean sheet.
Yeah,
Some
well,
big
all of
score,
them. Yeah. Yeah.
big numbers.
Yep. 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 Yep.
But
Yep.
yeah,
Yep.
that is that. But I need a time check, Matt. What are we on?
Time check is 14:20.
14:20, because we will move on to our team reveals, and we'll start off with me. Yours is a bit more exciting, which is why we start with me, because you've got a bench boost active. I am not playing a chip, unsurprisingly, because my bench looks horrific. One red card on it, and a player that doesn't see the pitch. So some work to be done.
I
Don't
admire
hate
the
the team,
patience,
if
though.
I'm honest.
I admire the patience. I have to say, like that's good play. Like it's just like don't care about some of your bench players, like until it's actually a problem. I reckon before you had a tactic of fixing the worst
Get
player.
rid early. Get rid
It don't
early.
matter, does it?
As soon as they're a problem, roll everything. Get rid of everybody. But yeah, just to sat on my bench. And then what's the issue? Ronaldo, he's just a 4 million defender that's just going to sit there, so he'll continue. Adingra is a problem, so I need to remove him, and I think Williams is rarely becoming a problem. So some work to be done potentially with him, but some nice players I can get to, which I'll come on to. But to be honest with you, mate, I don't. No, I've got 3 free transfers, so I can do some work, but I don't completely hate the team. Sanchez at home to Liverpool. Okay, not fantastic, but not it doesn't feel like it needs a change. Porro away at Leeds, Tarkowski at home to Palace, Truffett at home to Fulham. Now, yeah, okay, I'd rather have Senesi than Truffett, but I'm not going to. That's a very much a luxury move, so I'll leave Truffett in. Across the midfield, Kudus away at Leeds, Semenyo at home to Fulham, Bruno Fernandes at home to Sunderland, and then Anderson away at Newcastle. Again, Anderson could have a better fixture, but it screams DEFCON that game to me. Newcastle like to play it through the midfield, so I'd expect him to get at least those DEFCON points. So likely keep him and play him. And then up front, João Pedro against the Liverpool team that look likely to be without Allison, given he's got injured today. Watkins on the back of his goal at home to the worst defence in the league. And then Haaland away at Brentford. Again, another poor defence. So unsurprisingly, he has the armband. Yeah, as I say, mate, I don't hate the starting 11. I think I could do better. The glaring obvious, if we look down at the fixtures and the fact that we've just spoke about them and their upcoming fixtures, is I have 0 Arsenal. So that is probably where my mind is at. But yeah, basically, I'll tell you my thoughts in a second in terms of what I'm looking to do. But when you look at that team, where do you think the headaches are?
Um, it's not too bad, is it? I think so. You could easily roll, but like you can't keep rolling forever, right? So
Yeah,
I think
yeah,
obviously issues are Porro and Triffett. There's better defenders out there. I think they've got more
yeah,
points potential than those guys. Um, Kudus Dingra isn't great as a last attacker, a fourth mid. Yeah, Williams is a bit of cash there. But yeah, you don't need to do. I don't think you need to do Sergio. I think like you can kind of chip away at some of these things, one transfer here and there. I mean, yeah, I don't know how much
yeah.
money you got in the bank. I imagine it's a lot, given you've sold Palmer.
Read it. So
Uh,
yeah, not
yeah,
loads, mainly because I upgraded Strand Larson to João Pedro, but there's enough.
yeah.
There's enough to
uh,
play with.
The obvious one is
Couple of
moving
options.
moving Williams or Porro to Gabriel. I think is the
Gabriel,
most obvious
exactly
one.
that. What I've noted a couple. So there too, there too. So even if I do Williams straight into Gabriel, nice move. Obviously, I'd start Gabriel much better than starting Truffett as an example.
Yeah.
Does then price me out of next week. Like once Watkins, so if I look at Watkins, I can't sell him after his goal, right? But once Burnley's out the way, he's got Tottenham, City, Liverpool, Bournemouth. Not
Hmm.
fixtures are rarely 1 and 4. My issue with doing Williams to Gabriel is it prices me out of Watkins up to Gyökeres to take advantage of those Arsenal fixtures.
Right. Well, there's so many options though, right? You could move Watkins to Calvert-Lewin if he plays again and get
Good.
some decent underlying stats, right? And then Leeds have got a nice little run. You could move him to Mark Gui, just like a bench fodder person, right? Um, yeah, I get it.
Too many.
If you want Gyökeres like next week, I'd say the Arsenal attacking fixtures aren't amazing. Like this is the nicest one for a few weeks, but like yeah,
Yeah.
move Porro. Can you do it with
Yeah,
Porro?
yeah, that's it. Yeah, Porro to Gyökeres would to Gabriel. Sorry, did that. Gives 0.7 in the bank. Easy move from Watkins out to Gyökeres.
Or could you afford him? I think.
Other options, yeah, I think so because he's only nine, just over 9, is he? So I could get Gabriel in there, and
Well,
then
like
if I look at
you could get
forwards,
like Watkins. You could get in Calvert Lewin, and then Kudus moves to Saka after he's had a few additional minutes, right? So there's always options.
well, I wonder if this would be lovely if this works, mate. But yeah, where's Calvert Lewin? There he is. So get Calvert Lewin in, get in Gabriel, and it leaves 8.6. Not enough to get to Saka. So that would have been great if I could have got rid of a Dingra and bought in Saka. Bit out, but yeah, you're right. I could make that Kudus, and that gives me 9.9. Saka's only 9.8, so yeah, that could happen. Just scrape it, but then that allows that brings Saka in. That's an option. Obviously, you've spoke about Reyes being the best option, so I could quite easily get Sanchez out, Reyes in. Long-term keeper problem solved. Feels a luxury that moment.
Where's your head at?
I don't think I'll do the keeper one, mate. I think right now it would be probably Williams to Gabriel.
Yep.
Because then in the future, mate, if I really wanted to, so if I'm looking next week and I'm thinking, right, I really want to get rid of Watkins and I want to bring in Gyökeres, right? I'll go into next week with 3 free transfers. There's one. And then I need to get rid of a Dingra anyway. So I could quite easily go a Dingra down to...
Well, you just get rid of Porro to any one of the 4.0 defenders who are better.
Or that. Or a Dingra to Dewsbury Hall, Porro down, and I'd still have another free transfer to roll on. So I think that'd be my route. I think Williams to Gabriel, because then if that happens, obviously Gabriel plays and I bench probably Truffett, mate. Yeah, he's not doing enough for me. If I look at him, Porro's always got the chance, as he's proven in the Champions League, to get an assist. Apart from this week against Leeds, Truffett's not really getting close. Okay, he got close against Tottenham, but he's not really getting close to DEFCON, and he's not producing anything from an attacking point of view. So I think he'd be the one I'd bench. Would you agree?
Yeah, probably. Yeah, I don't love Kudus or Porro, but
future fires, man. I'll give them the Leeds game, right? I'll give them the Leeds game, and then maybe they start to make room here when they hit Villa, Everton, Chelsea, United.
I mean, Leeds away is a tough game, but yeah, I'd probably bench Truffett. Gabriel's an upgrade, especially West Ham give away concede goals like anyone's business against corners, and Gabriel's the best defender in the league for the last 4 years for scoring goals, and they all come from corners. So nice.
So yeah, I'll be surprised if I don't do that. I'll give it obviously the Champions League games, get all Europe out the way, see where the injuries lie, and then take it from there, mate. Let me stop sharing because I want a bench boost.
Yes, mate. I am indeed. So that's active as well. Hopefully you can see that. So we are not faking it. So when I wildcarded, I was looking at the various game weeks, not into the distant horizon, but maybe game week 7 to game week 10 or 11 of when would the best time to bench boost without killing my team. I like making loads of transfers for it. And actually, coincidentally, it was game week. It was this game week, really. So I'll go for my team and I'll go for my bench. So you can have Raya, Senesi, Tarkowski, Gabriel, Reinders and DI, Fernandez, who we'll have a debate whether I captain Fernandez over Haaland. I think I've got to go Haaland. Semenyo, Gyökeres, João Pedro and Haaland, who's currently the vice captain, but I'm pretty sure I'll move that on to Haaland before the end. And then the benches, Dubravka away to Villa, Anderson away to Bournemouth, Stack at home to Spurs, and then Richards away to Everton. So that's a really good bench. Like the good thing is all those players, firstly, all those players are playing, right?
Yeah.
Let's see if there's injury news and whatnot. I might kind of not play it, but everyone's playing, which is first and foremost. Villa, yes, they've scored against Fulham, but before that, they were pretty poor from an attacking point of view, right? Not taking any shots. And whatever, Dubravka can get some save points, right? If they do concede. So that's fine.
If Watkins takes a pen, Dubravka can save it because Watkins can't take pens.
Exactly. Then you've got Anderson, who's a goal threat, and can get DEFCON in any game, right? And then, I don't know, what's the odds of the clean sheet? 25% maybe? Maybe a bit higher for Fulham. They're not a bad defence, right? So fine. Stats on set pieces against a weak Spurs size. Spurs are good, Spurs are playing in like Norway, aren't they? At the
Yeah,
moment, so
just
they're playing on like
consider two.
exactly, and they're playing on a plastic pitch, right? So okay, Leeds has just been chilling, so all good. Um, and then yeah, Richards playing for like the second best team in the league at the moment. They're not even tongue in cheek, right? Yeah.
I
They
know
are.
they're the only undefeated team in the league, mate.
Um, and he's been churning out points away to Everton. Everton were weak, right? So again, he can get DEFCON any game. So I think that's solid. I think that's really, really solid. I think what some people may be waiting for is game week 8, right? And actually, just to kind of make a point, a bench boost is like who your weakest players are, right? So there is a bit of a function with who you're actually playing in your first lineup, right? So all of my players have got pretty decent fixtures, right? 3 Arsenal, West Ham, Everton against
Yeah,
Palace. No, that's tough, but like you wouldn't be benching them. Fernandez uh, against Sunderland, Semenyo, Senesi, Fulham, João Pedro against kind of Liverpool, like, but he's attacking and kind of Haaland and Reinders, kind of Brentford. Those are all decent games, right? I think a lot of people will be looking at game week 8 to potentially bench boost. Bear in mind, game week 8 comes after an international break, right?
yeah, yeah.
So how often do we hear
Rotation
people
risk,
rotation risk
injuries.
for like South American players, etc.? Yeah, kind of like random injuries that come up, right? Players getting injured in inverted commas before the break, right? All this sort of nonsense, right? And people will be looking at this because Burnley against Leeds, right? But there'll be reality though is like if you have Everton players, you'll be starting your Burnley or Leeds players anyway, right? So it's actually Everton
Yeah,
against Man City away that you're bench boosting. Do you know what I'm saying? Like
yeah,
looking at
yeah,
your
absolutely.
bench versus actually just putting random players. So this will be a week that people will be targeting. Sunderland play Wolves, so another kind of favourable-ish kind of fixture. But I think my bench now is better than a Tarkowski away to Man City, Burnley home to Leeds. I'd expect them to concede anyway, honestly. So and then who had Palace? Palace playing Bournemouth home. So I could delay it to game week 8, but like I think I might as well just use it now. I think it's perfectly fine. Game week 9 is another one people might target because Leeds are playing West Ham. Okay, that seems like an okay lineup for people who've got Leeds people. Who are Burnley away to Wolves. So that's another fixture that could be okay. But I
Yeah, yeah,
honestly think marginally this week is the one. Like that's a really solid bench, and I think all those fixtures, whilst not being great, are okay.
yeah, yeah.
Um,
Agree,
yeah,
you mate. Yeah, yeah.
I like
Absolutely agree. There's nobody on your pitch that I'd put on your bench,
no, and the
but
bench is good.
yeah, and
The bench has got
the bench is alright. Yeah,
I'd say 2 very good players and then 2 okay ones that are playing, right? So um yeah, and everyone
I'm
this is
going.
the big thing.
I'm
Everyone's
going to
fit.
guess, pal. Yeah, yeah, yeah. I'm going to guess. Richards 8 points,
Wow, okay.
clean sheet, clean sheet in DefCon.
Okay.
Uh,
Wow.
Anderson 4,
Yeah. Wow.
12. But yeah, 50. It's like 50. I reckon 15 points there.
I'd be delighted with that. I'd be happy if I was above 9 points. You know what I mean? So everyone's got 2 points each.
Richards
Everyone
getting
playing
you
still.
9.
Yeah,
Yeah,
9 is better,
Richards.
but if I get 9 above, I'd be delighted. Double digits, be delighted with it, and then it's over and done with. And do you know what I mean? If I'm moving ahead, then do you know what I can do? I can like transfer out any player to just like a dead spot. Then
Yeah, yeah,
if João
yeah.
Pedro
Save
like starts
yourself the
becoming an
money.
issue, like he can become Mark Gui, right? And then I've instantly saved like 4 million
A lot of
almost,
money.
right? Or hey, if my defense is getting like a bit tight and I need to invest some money there, Tarkowski becomes like a weak 4.0, etc. Right?
See,
So
because
like,
just yeah, yeah. All of a sudden, you're saving 5 million over 2 players there.
yeah, the hesitancy is whilst you've got the bench boost, you want to kind of keep a rounded squad. So like that's what I've got here. But once it's out of the way, then it's fine. And I honestly think, yeah, I was looking at my own projections, but looking at a few like predicted points websites and models stuff like that, and all
Yeah.
kind of seem to say it was marginal differences, right? We're talking about expected points differences like plus or minus 1 point, right? So
Yeah, yeah.
quite super tight, but game week 7 seemed to always, so this week seemed to always edge it slightly over game week 8 and game week 9. And then game week 10, game week 11, game week 12, like my team was a lot weaker for a bench boost. And I think I'd have to waste transfers to make it work. So yeah, if everyone seems fit, I'll play it. And I think it's looking pretty
Yeah.
nice.
Yeah, I
Um,
agree, mate. And do you want to change that captaincy armband to Helen now, just so you don't forget?
let's do it.
Live on the pod, watching former world #1 change their captain. Hey, that's a first. Now that we're using these live screens.
I like it. I like it.
Yeah,
I'm a bit nervous about these Everton, but I talked so that I'm playing bench boost, yeah, for all those reasons. But yeah, I'd love to
yeah,
people target any other game weeks and like why if it's game week 8 or 9 why it's better. Um,
yeah, yeah,
I players I've selected on my bench or on my wildcard that I'm a bit nervous about. Reinders, as long as he's playing minutes, I suppose he's serviceable and okay. I think yeah, obviously went double Everton, like targeting that West Ham game and like looking at their good start. But yeah, it's a couple of tough games now. Palace, City, Spurs. Let's see if João Pedro stays fit. But like after Liverpool, I think yeah, Chelsea have a very nice
yeah.
run.
Not bad.
Forest,
Not bad run at all.
Sunderland, Spurs, Wolves, Burnley, right up until game week 13, which could be a free hit team week for some people actually.
Yeah,
Yeah, kind of a really nice run there. So I guess I've got a stacked bench, right? So like if Tarkowski's playing Man City in game week 8, if I don't, you could get Defcon, right? I've lost little bit of trust given that West Ham performance. I'll play Richards at home to Burnley, to Bournemouth. So yeah, that's probably a better game. Or I'll play. Maybe not the best example. Anderson's got Arsenal home to a worse game, but Richards would come in, for example.
yeah, 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 yeah.
Or
Absolutely.
Stack can come in for NDI against Burnley away.
Yeah, yeah.
So nice little rotations there. So yeah, that's me.
I like it, man. I like it. And you know what? I've not really got many questions on it because it all makes sense. Uh, yeah, yeah. I'm
What
pretty sure after last week, yeah, you're thankful because obviously you had a big headache last week because you were on wildcard. Are you quite happy to have quite an easy decision this week?
I should be though. That's what after wildcard, it really should be like you shouldn't be
Mm.
messing around
Yeah,
with transfers and stuff
yeah,
like
yeah.
that. So yeah, hopefully for
Who
me
is it
now
you're
it's going to
playing?
be plain sailing until like game week 9ish, where I can assess is Palmer fit or not, or is
Yeah,
Saka the route into Arsenal versus Gyökeres. But yeah,
yeah, yeah.
lot simpler.
You'll end up
When are you looking at a bench boost, or are you not really considered?
right now, no, because I've got too many headaches. So I'll either I think in my head it'd be one of two things, mate. I've either got game week, game week 12, 13. I can't remember which one it is that I've got set for my wild card. So if my free transfers allow me, I will dead end the team into a bench boost the week before. If it seems like
Yeah,
it's going to work, I need to look at that a bit more. Otherwise, it'll be after me. So it'd be like you play my wild card, set up a team where I can get a decent
nice.
free hit out in game week
And
14, 15, 16, sort of neck of the woods.
and dead ending doesn't mean like screwing your team over and spending loads of transfers. Like for your team, it would be like moving one player, a Dingra.
Yeah, yeah, he needs to go. When Ronaldo's back, that'd be fine. There's better options again. Like, there's my issue, mate. Like there's Truffett, better option at his club. Ronaldo, better option at his club. So I've got those little issues that I need to try and solve.
I don't think it's worth it.
So
Like, I don't think it's worth faffing about that sort of stuff. I think it's if you got a squad of 15 with serviceable fixtures with players you're somewhat okay with it, just go for it.
Yeah,
And
it won't
then
be anytime soon.
I think structurally people who are playing it or have played it, then it's like you want to move one of your strikers probably to a Calvert-Lewin or below in terms of price
Yeah,
point. Calvert-Lewin, Foster, or Mark Gui, right?
yeah.
But
Spread the rest of the money. But yeah,
as and
I like
when
your team, man.
as and when Saka or Gyökeres or like Liverpool players become options.
Yeah.
Yeah,
It's
nice.
just coming. This is why I've kept the wild card. I'm going to have that flexibility at a later date, I hope. It's interesting, man. I like that we've both gone down different paths. Keeps it interesting. I think last season we played a lot of our chips at similar sort of times, apart from Assistant Manager, which was the worst chip that the game's ever created.
I mean,
So it's nice this season
I
that we're taking two different routes.
I dislike chips. I think if there's an FPL Classic, I'd like it, and I think, well, blow my own trumpet, I'd do quite well at it. Like I think uh, they had a bit of randomness, which I think it doesn't really link to. It kind of is linked, but yeah, it kind of isn't. It kind of isn't linked to just long term, dare I say, boring play.
Yeah,
It's swingy, right? There's some people who there's been a really nice path I've seen recently where people have moved from like sub 4 million, and of course it's like early in the season, right? So like ranks are super clustered, but sub 4 million, 5 million, wildcarding in game week 4,
yeah.
bench boosting game week 5, and then triple captain game week 6, and that's been an incredible jump. That's been an incredible jump because, like, the kind of people on this path would have probably got like a Reinders haul off the 9 points off the bench and like getting about
Yeah.
16, 17 points on bench boost. The triple captain also really nice week in game week 4 for the game that would have been the wild cards. Yeah, so it's kind of interesting these windows. But yeah, my team looks solid now, and hopefully it means I can just like bank transfers for more interesting stuff moving forward.
Yeah. No, I like it, man. I like it. And you'll get by game week 9 you will have 3 or 4 free transfers.
Yeah, so yeah, I'm on 2, so that means game week 8 I'll have 3, game week 9, yeah, 4.
Yeah, nice. Plenty to do with it.
Yeah, definitely.
But Matt, as always, pal, appreciate you taking the time. We'll pick up next week just to see. Be probably split it over the 2 weeks. I imagine we'll see where we're both at. But next week we'll catch up about game week 7 results and our lands, and then the week after pick up ahead of the return from the international break to review our game week 8 plans.
Hmm.
But appreciate you joining me, mate. Thank you very much.
No worries, mate. My pleasure. Enjoyed it.
And to you, the listener, yeah, I said today, and it's you've got me thinking, man. You've got me thinking. I'm glad you like the Gabriel move, so thank you for that. But to you, the listener, thank you for joining us. We are closing in on 2,000 subscribers, only 995 more to go. If you want to help us get there, do give us a like, do give us a subscribe. We've just reached 1,000. It'd be cool to keep that push going, and yeah, it's free to do. So if you can do it, that would be great. But whether you do or not, whatever you decide to do this week, we hope you get a green arrow. We look forward to catching up with you next week. And until then, all the very best to you.